All right, fantastic. Hello there. Good evening to you. Many thanks for joining in into the broadcast tonight. And these are the top stories coming your way.
Coming up, the Ministry of Education extends registration of KCPE and KCSE candidates for a period of 2 weeks for inclusivity.
We have 1,171,000 children who have been selected to join various secondary schools, and they are expected to be reporting from school today through to Friday.
Kimalili Member of Parliament Didmas Baranza released on 100,000 Kenya shillings cash bail following assault charges.
Ule Brian Hayamba ni mtu ambaye alikuwa ametangaza rasmi kwamba atakuwa anawania kiti cha ubunge cha Kimilili. Kwa hivyo ameleta siasa ndani ya kazi ambayo sisi tunafanya.
The government to allow massive vaccination of teachers as schools reopen for another term.
One area when they talked about public gathering, then when you talk about 100% transition, then the government should come in very strongly to look into the issues of teachers in terms of congested classroom by providing more funds.
These and much more coming up right now.
All right, many thanks for joining in the broadcast tonight. I'm Brian SAKWA. In sign language interpretation is Naomi Mathu. We begin off by the Ministry of Education has extended the registration of the 2021 KCPE and KCSE certificate education for examination for 2 weeks. The Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha has said the exercise that lapsed on Saturday, July 31st, will now be conducted until August 14th of this year. The review of the exercise was made following a request by head teachers and principals who sought more time to ensure that all candidates will be included or re-registered till the deadline day. This comes also as 4 more students started joining in their respective schools, ready set for term 1.
Being day one of Form 1 admission in different parts of the country, the Chief Administrative Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Sarah Ruto, has today visited different high schools in counties of Nairobi and Kiambu to monitor the reporting of Form 1 students. Speaking during a visit at St. George's Girls, Nairobi, she said that the number of students selected to join Form 1 is 1,001,071 and added that they're supposed to report to school starting as from today till Friday.
We have 1,171,000 children who have been selected to join various secondary schools, and they are expected to be reporting from school today through to Friday. And we are very pleased that in the spot checks we have already done, we actually have about 90 to 95% students who have already reported in the schools we went to. We do not know about the other schools, but from the schools we are seeing here in Nairobi, we would like to say thank you to the parents and to the guardians because they have been able to do what they needed to do to allow their children to come to school.
Dr. Sarah Ruto stated that there are a total of 20,000 students who did not receive admission to any schools, saying that these are those old in age and those that sat for their examinations in prison.
So in terms of placement, we are quite on course with the 100% transition. Placement, of course, is one thing, reporting to school is another, but one step has to follow the other. And we are very happy then that we are on course with the 100% transition policy. And to this end, schools have been expected to put the measures in order to receive the new students. And we know for sure that the schools did put measures in place. The only thing is that sometimes when families come, they will remove the sitting positions from where schools have put. And so we'd like to appeal to the population who are bringing their children to school. As you come to schools, please do maintain the COVID-19 protocol.
He urged parents escorting their children to school for admission to follow the health protocol given and asked the field officers in charge of admission to ensure that students joining any school will follow the NAMI system of admission, and added that those students whose name appear on the NAMI system are the only ones getting admitted.
So admissions and the orientation programs are expected to be elaborate, and again the field officers everywhere have talked and informed the principals, because we are aware that where learners are inducted well, they settle and are able to focus and ensure that they do complete their secondary education.
When you talk about the expenses, I think we can only I can only discuss based on me, my opinion, because families differs. But I think in my general view of the cost overall, I think is affordable, and it's I think is average is okay. Not something you have to break the bank, you know. I think that itself, and given the, because I've seen before now, we've done a bit of walkthrough of the cost, the dorms and stuff, and what they offer, and we've seen that what they are offering is actually far better, given the cost which we'll be paying.
I've been waiting for this year, like, for this day, and it is finally here, and I'm so happy. I'm very happy.
She lastly said that no school will admit a student who hasn't physically attended to be registered, and that whoever won't make it to inform the school. Reporting from Mwangaza Prime News, Nairobi County, Margaret Kamau.
All right, now as schools have reopened across the country, the government has been urged to give teachers priority in the second phase of the COVID-19 vaccination. As this, according to the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, led by Nakuru Executive Secretary Duncan Macharia, he said that the vaccination will go a long way in protecting teachers, especially those in advanced age. He also noted that the uptake of the vaccine during the first phase earlier this year was encouraging, noting that more than half of the teachers in the county have been vaccinated. He called on the government to release more funding to the schools, noting that their 100% transition will further strain the facilities.
There's one area when they talked about public gathering. Then when you talk about 100% transition, then the government should come in very strongly to look into the issues of teachers in terms of congested classroom, by providing more funds to these, to build more classrooms and to mitigate the issues of transmission of COVID-19.
All right, now still on COVID-19, alarm has been raised in Murang'a County after two sub-locations reported an increase of the cases of the COVID-19. This has led to a sudden closure and operation of bars and eateries in two sub-locations after an increase of the COVID-19 cases. Restaurants and eateries in Mkurwe and Njaini sub-locations in Gatanga now are required to strictly observe the COVID-19 protocols, as bars should also remain closed. For the last 2 weeks, the two sub-locations have reported more than 50 cases of COVID-19 and 7 deaths caused by the virus. Murang'a County Executive Member of Parliament and Health Sanitation on Monday said that the county government will now partner with the Minister of Interior administrators to ensure that the guidelines are strictly followed.
Right now, in our isolations and hospitals, we have 31 patients, and we have 14 of them in ICU who are very sick, and we have 11 in isolation, and we have had 2 areas, especially in Gatanga, Mkurwe village and Jaine village, where the spike has been very high. We've already lost 7 people there, and I think the situation is very bad right now, and that's why I directed that following the presidential directive of managing COVID, we had to close down some businesses like bars, eateries, pool table places, and we also directed that the churches must maintain the 1/3 rule of having members who are coming to fellowship at one time.
Tumekuwa na wagonjwa wengi sana wamekuwa na hiyo ugonjwa ya corona COVID, na so far tumepoteza watu wa kwetu nyumbani, the same compound, watu 3 wametuacha, na pia cross floods hapo tu neighbor, we have about 2 floods. Wenye wamekuwa tu tukisaidiana nyumbani, watu wametuacha. Hii ugonjwa inaonekana ni kama mmoja wao alienda huko nje akakojeka, akakuja akaambukiza hao wengine wote. Na although kuna wengine pia wanaonekana walipimwa wakakuwa positive and they are responding well to the treatments. So shida inaonekana ni mtu kuzembea. Maybe unaenda kwa hospitali unatibiwa kama malaria lakini haijulikani ni COVID. Kuna my dad Wilson Kongo, kuna my grandmother she died at Tigoni Julia Waboi, na kuna now my stepdad Samuel Medhe mwenye aliaga akiwa hapa ICU, na ndiye sababu niko hapa kuona CC wa health juu bili yake ilikuwa imefika 116,000.
All right, now onto a little bit of matters politics. Kimilele Member of Parliament Didmas Baraza has denied claims and charges of assault after he slapped a contractor who claimed of unpaid dues in a handover ceremony for a school project, and later on he has been released on 100,000 Kenya shillings cash bail. The controversial Member of Parliament was charged on Monday hours after he was arrested at his home in Kimilili over suspicion of assaulting a musician and causing grievous bodily harm. In a video that went viral on social media on Friday, that was captured on camera, that saw him slapping Stephen Masinde, alias Steve K, a contractor for refusing to hand over classrooms that had been built at a cost of 3.4 million Kenya shillings.
Pia vile vile wakati umeona hapa mahakamani, umeona yule ambaye amejidai kuwa wakili yake. Ule Brian Hayamba ni mtu ambaye alikuwa ametangaza rasmi kwamba atakuwa anawania kiti cha ubunge cha Kimilili. Kwa hivyo ameleta siasa ndani ya kazi ambayo sisi tunafanya. Na huyo ni mtu ambaye kama anataka siasa anisubirie huko kwa mazishi huko. Tutakutana huko. Siasa ya kawaida. Kwa sababu wewe ukisema kwamba nimekupiga kofi, alafu unajitokeza katika mahakama na bandage kwenye mkono. Ile kofi ilikuwa kofi ya stima, kofi ya umeme yenye amani. Mimi nimeona ile video na nimeona ile vile wameandika ya kwamba yale makosa nimefanya, na nimeshangaa sana, kwa sababu ukistaki mtu na grievous harm lazima uoneshe kwamba kuna pande moja ya mwili ambaye alipotea. Pengine walikatwa sikio, pengine walikatwa mguu, pengine jino alipotea, ama pengine uko na permanent disability. Kwa hivyo ni kesi ambayo itakuwa ni ya kufurahisha, kwa sababu pale baadaye kesi yenyewe ikianza tutakuwa tunatoa kwamba mahakama itoe oda nyingine kwamba apeleke kutenda kwa daktari angaliwe ile mkono ilivunjika ama ni ulaghai tu ambao watu wamezoea.
All right, now elders and peace committee members from Marsabit County have agreed to work together to bring peace among the warring communities that have in the past led to hundreds of deaths and destruction of property. The elders held a 2-day meeting in Nanyuki under the mediation of former National Cohesion and Integration Commission Chairman Francis Ole Kaparo, where they resolved to reach out to their communities in efforts to calm the northern Kenya county. This comes again after a wave of violence, mainly pitting the three dominant communities in the region that include the Borana, the Gabra and Rendila communities. The conflicts that have been recurring since 1987 have been attributed to boundary disputes, castle rustling and political interests. Previously, reconciliation meetings have failed to reach out a truce, with the warring communities targeting each retaliatory attacks, claiming lives of senior government officials, elected leaders, mediators during peace missions.
Na tumeongea mengi, tumekubaliana, tulisema wale ambao wametoka kwao wote warudi kwao nyumbani, wakae na amani na mali yao, maisha yao yote tumekubaliana. Wazee na area chief ndo watashughulikia, watatunzwa, na hatakuwa na shida nyingine baadaye. Na tulisema kazi ambayo yote tungefaa tukirudi huko tufanye. Tunaomba serikali kuu, serikali ya county na NGOs ambayo wako grassroots watu support ili amani ifike Marsabit.
Na tumekubaliana amani ya Marsabit atapatikana pamoja na watu yetu yote na community yote. Ninaomba kwa sababu sasa sisi tangu muda mrefu tumetabika na watu wamekosa majumba, wamekosa watoto yao. Kwa hivyo ninaomba sisi sasa kama watu ya Marsabit tunakubali amani, na hata serikali yetu asaidie sisi, hata wanijua wanasaidia sisi, wengine hana makao, hakuna mahali ya kulala. Wamama wanahangaika kwa sababu iko na watoto kwa tumbo na kwa mkono. Saa hii wanakaa kwa jumba ya watu, wengine wanakaa chini ya miti.
Naomba ndugu zangu wa Kenya, hasa wale wako Marsabit na popote tuliko, hii mambo ya vita, kuzozana, kuuana, kunyang'anyana mali na kuharibu mali na kuharibu maisha ni kitu ambayo Mwenyezi Mungu hataki kuona na kusikia. Tuhakikisha hakuna risasi wala mkuki wala rungu wala wilimi mbaya itasikika katika Marsabit tena. Watu yangu,
All right, since staying right on the COVID-19 pandemic, alarm has been raised over the number of young people engaging in forms of irresponsible behavior, including drug abuse, amid the thriving COVID-19 pandemic. With adverse effects of this virus, many livelihoods have been altered across the globe, straining the public's physical, mental health, social and financial security. Church leaders have been urged to help in guiding and counseling to the youth to aid in combating the menace. Now, according to AIC Archbishop Abraham, many youth between the ages of 14 and 30 are engaging in the vice. He has also called upon pastors and other church leaders to take part in addressing the matter by conducting seminars and services for the youth. Many young people are now experiencing significant hardships during this time because of social isolation, overexposure to family members who may be unsupportive or even abusive, broken ties to school and community supports, and severe restrictions and much needed freedom brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ninashukuru Mungu kwa kupata nafasi hii ili niweze kuzungumza na ndugu na dada katika Kristo Yesu na Wakenya wote kwamba walinde vijana wetu ambao wanapotelea kwa madawa ya kulevya, watoto wetu ambao wamepotelea kwa maisha ambao hayana mwelekeo wa kesho, na tumekuwa na changamoto age ya 14 to 30. Watoto wengi wamepotelea katika maisha ya ulimwengu huu. Ni jambo ambao tunahimiza wachungaji, maana wana wajukumu mkubwa sana, hasa kuzungumza na watoto hawa katika makanisa na katika ibada ya vijana ili kuhakikisha wamerekebisha tabia zao. Hii itasaidia kwa maisha yao ya kesho kwa watu ambao wanawajibika katika majukumu yao. Hivyo basi ninahimiza wachungaji wote, na si wa AIC, lakini wachungaji wote kuhakikisha wamewajibika katika kufanya wa vijana wetu kuwa watu wa kutegemewa kesho.
Mkuu wa mbinguni ambaye ni Yesu.
All right, now we gotta go on a short commercial break. 17 minutes on top of the hour. We are back with much more, including sports, including business news. Please don't change the channel.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
Kwa zaidi ya miaka 15 kampuni ya Kemuma Engineering Systems imedhihirisha ustadi katika ulingo wa kuuza na kuweka vifaa vya ulinzi kama vile CCTV cameras, razor wire fence, electric and automatic gates, access control systems, computerized hotel and offices lock system, automatic and fire alarm systems pamoja na electrical accessories. Pia tunafanya consultation katika masuala yote ya ulinzi. Tunapofanya installation tunakupa warranty na guarantee. Maduka yetu yako jijini Nairobi na viungani mwake. Tutembelee au upige simu kupitia 0712828896 au 0721250846. Kemuma Engineering Systems. Security at its best.
Kwa majina naitwa Jerry Karorida. Mimi ndio nimekuibia hii wimbo. Ukitaka huu wimbo uwe skiza tune yako, andika jina skiza na capital letter, uspace, uandike 7186097, 7186097, utume kwa 811 na Mungu atakubariki.
Mwangaza wa Neno FM ni stesheni ya kipekee ya Injili hapa Kenya ambayo hupeperusha matangazo ya moja kwa moja kupitia mitabedi za 89.3, Nairobi 98.2, Nyeri 87.9, Meru, ili kukuelimisha pamoja na kukupa burudani la kata na shoka. Na sasa habari njema ni kuwa tumefika maeneo ya Narok. Karibu katika familia ya Mwangaza wa Neno FM kupitia mitabedi ya 96.2 FM. Mwangaza wa Neno FM Narok, si dai. Je, umekuwa ukitafuta mahali pazuri ambapo unaweza kodishwa sehemu ya ofisi ya mabiashara? Suluhu la kudumu limepatikana. Jewel Complex ni jumba lililoko katika eneo la Roysambu Roundabout mkabala na TRM. Jewel Complex ni jumba la kisasa ambalo limejengwa kwa ustadi likiwa na sehemu kubwa ya kuegesha magari, stairs za kukuwezesha kufika orofa tofauti na lift ni za kisasa ili kukuokolea wakati. Kuna sehemu ambazo unaweza weka biashara yako na pia nafasi kubwa za ofisi zimetengwa. Kuna nafasi chache zilizosalia kwani tayari 80% zimekodishwa. Usalama ni wa kiwango cha juu na pia kuna maji na stima na backup generator ili kuhakikisha kuna umeme kila wakati. Usafi umezingatiwa na pia malipo ni nafuu yenye kiwango cha uwezo wako. Fanya hima ili kutoa sehemu chache zilizosalia. Kwa habari zaidi na pia kuelekezwa, piga simu nambari 0736 783 689, 0736 783 689. Jewel Complex, hapa ndipo.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
All right, many thanks for staying with us. You're watching Prime News. Now, the government through the Coast Development Authority, CDA, has embarked on the construction of a 142 million earth-fill dam water plan in Bura Gamagala division in Garissa County to cushion residents from drought. When completed, the dam will serve approximately 69,000 households for domestic, livestock and small-scale irrigation. The water plan has a capacity of harvesting 350,000 cubic meters of rainwater. Now, speaking when he made a visit to the project site, the CDM Managing Director, Dr. Mohamed Kainan, termed the project as a game changer in addressing the perennial water shortage that has beleaguered the region for a very long time.
This water dam has a capacity of 350,000 cubic meters. It is intended to mitigate the effect of drought within this division. The purpose of the cost of this project is going to cost us 140 million, 142 million to be exactly. That's the cost of this water dam. this water will have to be used for the community purpose, that is household domestic use. It will have to be used for livestock. It will also be available to wildlife and even for smallholder irrigation. At the end of this project, we are expanding, opening up some 200 acres of land to do smallholder irrigation, because this water is adequate for domestic use and for smallholder irrigation and livestock. Of course, the purpose of the smallholder irrigation is to achieve the food security of the community here. Therefore, that is exactly what we are doing. We have today visited here monitoring the level of achievement. And from the engineers' report, they revealed that we are between 20 to 30% achieved. We have agreed on several issues with the contractor and us so that this project can be accomplished the fastest possible. Because we want, before the rains come, this project to be ready so that we can have enough water for the community. We expect, once we fill this dam, the idea of drought effect on this community or this division is covered fully. We will not have any water shortage around here for 2-3 years to come. This is very sufficient for the division of water demand.
Tumefurahia kwa Dr. Kainan na Coast Authority Affairs Development kutuletea hii dam kubwa. Mbeleni tulikuwa na shida, tulikuwa tunatumia maji green mara maji blue mpaka watoto wanakuwa na shida ya kolera. Lakini from now on sasa tunafurahia watu kutoka Coast Authority Development, Dr. Kainan na wenzake wametusaidia, na wao Mungu wasaidie ile hakuna.
All right, welcome to Business News. The country's real estate sector has begun to blossom following a shutdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, despite the sector having registered reduced profit since the onset of the virus in the country in March last year. Up to May this year, the property industry's recovery season is in progress, with developers now expressing optimism of reclamation. Now, according to Ken Gichu, a proprietor for the Money Real Estate, a company he started when the pandemic struck, the work-from-home schedule and health directives place, the social distancing, the travel restriction, curfews and the county lockdowns had all affected the different property sectors, resulting in a slow uptick of assets. He also said the tough economic environment in the country has also compelled Kenyans to make hard decisions on stalling purchases of property in fear of the situation could deteriorate. Now, since January this year, Gichu, however, said that Kenyans have mastered the art of living in the new normal, re-embracing the need to invest in land property for future prospects and also construction of houses. Speaking while issuing a title deed to investors at the inaugural project in Juja, Kiambu County, Gichu noted that the remaining months of the 2021 year have been a defining period for Kenya's real estate market. He also revealed that although purchasing power is growing at a gradual level, Kenyans have continuously embraced the need to invest in affordable property away from major towns.
Kutoka mwezi wa Machi huu mwaka, watu wameamua kabisa na wameamua ya kwamba wataekeza kwenye mashamba. Tunawashukuru wote, wale wako kule ng'ambo, hawa wako huku nchini, wale wametoka sehemu tofauti tofauti nchini, tunawashukuru wote. Wameweza kuwekeza vizuri despite ile risk ilikuwa hapo mbeleni, ati watu wanahofia. Wamekuja kuona huhitaji pesa mingi ili uweze kuwekeza vile tuliamini mbeleni. Lazima uwin loto milioni 2 ili milioni 1 ununue shamba, ama uende sport pesa upate milioni 5 ili milioni 2 upeleke kwa shamba, lakini hiyo 10,000 unapata mwisho wa mwezi. Hiyo 20,000 hiyo 1,000 unapata kila siku. Inatosha uanze kuwekeza leo.
Wametushika, wametupatia maneno ya kutuhimiza ati tukinunua shamba huko Dhamani Ilele Estate, hakuna hela yetu itapotea. Kwa hivyo niko na furaha siku ya leo kupokea title na kuipata. Nimeshukuru. Wakiwekeza hawatapoteza, watapokea tu kama mimi. Na huwa naambia watu, hata hao madada zangu nitawahimiza sana bado wakuja tuwekeze ili waweze kupata title kama mimi. Hiyo ilikuwa tu wazo langu na ombi langu, lakini hiyo tu nitaambia Mungu tu asante, sababu hiyo ni ombi nilikuwa nayo ili nipate title.
All right, and on that note, that marks the end of Prime News at 9 right here on Mwangaza TV. Many thanks for watching the broadcast till the end. I'm Brian SAKWA in sign language interpretation tonight. Has been Naomi Mathu. Good night.